strategy, structure, staffing, style, skills, systems, shared values. Ensuring that each of the elements of the 7S model are in alignment can be an important part of your decision-making skill set.
S, 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 S.
7 S's.
Next, we'll hear from the president of the More Good Foundation, who has used aspects of the 7S model to find success in his life and in his organization.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Johnson, president of the More Good Foundation. I appreciate the opportunity to share some of the experiences that I've had in the corporate world, nonprofit world, as well as in the entrepreneurial side of my life. Each of these sectors have brought with them unique challenges that I've had to face and opportunities that have given me a chance to see things from a unique perspective. This started, I believe, as a missionary serving in North Carolina. There I started to realize that often when emphasis or the structure and goals, the emphasis came from those in leadership and on top, it took away personal accountability. It took away the desire to contribute, or at least made it seem daunting for those who may not be in a position of leadership. I saw this as a unique struggle, and how do we overcome that struggle? As the president of the More Good Foundation, I realized that there were some unique similarities between that which I experienced as a missionary as well as what I encountered when I came to the foundation. That was that there were some terrific staff who understood the needs of the foundation, understood the sensitivities that the foundation dealt with, but at times seemed to receive direction from those who weren't on the ground, who weren't on the forefront of the message. And though they may have had good ideas that they wished to share or good direction from their perspective, at times it seemed to submit their ability to perform and contribute to the team. I realized that each person that is staffed in an organization is important, and unless they feel important, unless they feel that they contribute, they simply will not contribute. This is something that I believe we've seen the fruit of at the More Good Foundation. We have terrific staff, both full-time, part-time, and volunteers, that make our organization successful, that help us achieve the goals that we've set. Rather than set them from my desk, we meet weekly, and as a staff, we correlate and discuss ideas that don't come from me, that come from them. And then we seek after opportunities to make sure that we have the proper structure in place to execute those things. What seems to happen is if goals are set from someone behind my desk, the fruit narrows, because as you would, the typical executive or corporate shape or structure starts with an executive leadership team of a president and then a board, and then below that senior executives, and below that the body of an organization. We took that structure and honed that structure and inverted that to create a diamond. We focused on the individual. We want the individual to feel like they can contribute and make a difference. Then from that individual, if they do well, their department will do well, and so on and so forth. And eventually what happens is that multiplies just as you would expect it would. So we require accountability on a personal level, but also make sure that there's recognition on a personal level for those things which are done. Because without the staff at the More Good Foundation, the mission simply would not go forward. Ours is a unique mission. Ours is a unique opportunity where we feel that the mission that the More Good Foundation has is one that has some additional help and support. Ours is an organization that is set up to look after, as a lay membership, the interest of that which is said about the LDS Church on the internet. This is a daunting task. This requires a great deal of help. It requires a great deal of organization. Without shared values and strategy, without the proper structure, it would be impossible for us to maintain and move this mission forward. This requires a strategy that is not just a local strategy, not just something that happens here in our office, but happens on a global scale. This requires additional resources, but also additional responsibility in making sure that there is an organization, proper organizational steps set up to carry this forth. We feel like as we focus on the goals that you're studying in your class, we have the ability to execute these things better. We've seen that result, as I mentioned before. I hope that this short message helps in maybe giving you as students some additional confirmation that these tools really are effective. Without that, we wouldn't have succeeded. I will share that as a mission, I had the opportunity to address this issue And as we took the focus away from the leadership in the mission and focused on the individual, we saw the fruit. I was frustrated in this little mission where I served, that I felt that the Lord, I was frustrated by the fact that we were always seeing about the same number as far as quantity of baptisms in that particular mission. And month in, month out, it changed very little. But also the structure of the mission changed very little, and the focus of where those goals were coming from and the strategy behind that changed very little. As I saw the opportunity to mix it up and take the focus away from the executive leadership team of that mission and focus on the individual and give them responsibility, entrust in them that we had hope that they would rise to the occasion, and then reward them openly and congratulate them for that which they did. As we focused on the individual, we saw that that individual facilitated a companionship and thus a district and a zone and so forth. We saw that the mission baptisms doubled that month, which had never taken place as far as I'm aware in that mission. I'm thrilled to say only that as you address these items, that you can see that strategy is very important, and empowering those who are talented. It doesn't matter if that person comes in late at night and cleans your office. Make sure that they feel that they're an important part of that team. It doesn't matter if that person's an intern. You will have opportunities, and many of you will intern. And those positions are very, very critical and important to the organizations you work for, only if you believe they are. If you don't contribute, then you lose a tremendous opportunity to be a terrific component to that staff and to that structure of that organization. I hope this helps.
The 7S model can be very helpful because it encompasses every aspect of an organization. An organizational leader can use the 7S model to help find problems within the organization and to pinpoint key solutions to resolve those issues.
SSS, SSS, S.
Now let's take a moment to see how many S's you can remember.